Hey, good morning. What is up, everyone? It's Ken, SSKPromo, Mr. Bill, the DOG, Seasonal Santa, doing my first live here on YouTube. I'm not sure if this is working yet, but we will see if anybody shows up in a chat or whatever. So I figure everybody else did their first live at one point, and it was probably a train wreck, just like this is going to be today. So I am not sure. I refreshed myself on YouTube and it does not seem like it is up there. So let me check something out right here. Oh, well, here I am live. So I don't know what to say about that because when I look at my YouTube, it shows that it is still waiting for me. Bear with me here, folks. I'm trying to figure out what is going on with this live stream. I believe that I am live, but I don't see myself on. Boy, this is painful. Okay, wait, there I am. Okay, I'm not really sure what is going on here. Oh, oh, I see Jill is in the chat, so I must be up live someplace. Jill can see me live. Okay, let me figure this out here. Boy, this is nerve wracking. But we'll see what happens now. Jill, it's just you and I guess, at the moment. So I'll just kind of get started here again. This is Ken SSK Promo, Mr. Bill, the DOG, and Seasonal Santa, El Luchador, WR Hart. I have a lot of different monikers that I go by, and just trying to get into the more of the live YouTube game. I do have a channel, which if you're watching this, you're probably at my channel right now. So check out some of my older videos. I would appreciate it. And the intent of this show is to show, I called it 10 with Ken, and I'm planning to list 10 items while I'm on this show or talk about 10 items that I may be listing soon, maybe some what solds, just different just different reselling stuff and just chat with folks. And so I guess I will start with finding out if anybody is watching here. I'm not sure if I actually did this right. Old school resell 10 versus Ken. There we go. Jimmy in the house. Jimmy is my partner. If you don't know who I am, if you're just watching this, it's probably because I don't have a lot of regular YouTube content out there, but I'm starting to build on that. Done a few shorts here lately, but you may have seen me on the Reseller Clickbait podcast with my friend Jimmy Old School Flips. And let me throw that up there. Okay, there we go. Old School Resale, Old School Flips. Jimmy, he's got a new channel, Old School Resale. Go check that out for sure. And Jill said she can see me. So, okay. So, normal schedule on a day is get up, get ready. And I usually do my shipping first and then start doing listing after that. And so today, I just have a couple of items that are going out today, shipping wise. Um, Talk a little bit about those and where I got the items and what they sold for. And so, first up, I got these. I love selling plush. I love doing plush. I got these Smurfs right here. This three set of, and they are vintage and 1996 Payo brand Smurfs. And that set right there sold for 18 bucks. So I will get those ready for shipping here later today. And I also sold this VCR right here, an Emerson four-head VCR. I picked that up at or actually my aunt gave that to me. I got that one for free and it sold for $39.20. So that was pretty cool. So I will get those packaged up a little bit later. And what else do I got here? So normally on a Thursday, I like to run sales in my eBay store. And I run my sales from Thursday through Sunday, and then they end like Sunday mid-morning, and then I'll run a new sale on starting Sunday after that to the next Thursday. And I kind of vary those a little bit, just try to see what works and what doesn't work with different options and such. But on Thursdays, when those sales end, I like to send out offers to anything that somebody has looked at or viewed or is a watcher. So I actually have about 14 listings right now that are available to send offers on. So I will work at that. Man, this is difficult doing this by yourself. I'm usually hanging out with Jimmy Old School Flips doing this. And so at some point we'll probably have some visitors on here. And I'm getting some messages. I'm trying to figure all this out for and so I am going to send out some offers right now while I'm just hanging out. Normally, like say, during the day, I'm sure a lot of you other resellers are. It can be a grind, just working by yourself all day. So I usually hang out. I watch other YouTube videos. I like to watch live listing shows, interact with the chat. Sometimes that keeps me from getting stuff done when I'm, paying more attention to the chat than I am my listings. But well, I hang out most of the time and I talk to my friends that are all back here. You got Commonwealth Hudson right here, Fleet Frank. Fleet Frank is kind of like the poor man's man right here. And of course, Old Scream Flips back here at the top and all my Mr. Bill collection right there. So I talk to them, I ask them, different questions. And normally I have music playing as well that I like to just that just crank up the music till my ears bleed and work on stuff. So I got a question here. Do I send offers in bulk or one at a time? I usually send them in bulk. I will go through the listings that are up for offers and try to group up ones at maybe different. If I have one that I want to do a single price at, I will do that at a different offer. Most of my items that I have in my store are on sale at about a 20% sale most of the time. Now I've been experiencing not experiencing, but experimenting a lot lately with older items that have been listed for, say, more than 60 days, more than 90 days. Some stuff that I have in my store has been listed for quite a long time. And so I'll run deeper discount sales on them just to try to clear out inventory. But today I will look through these listings and I will pick it. Like if I want to do it just to 20% off what it was, what they saw the item at, I will click on those and send those out. Other items that maybe weren't on sale that were a little bit lower value, I will sell those. I'll do those at a little bit lower of a discount. And I keep in mind too that I'm always running promotions in my store as well. I'm gonna check the chat here. Sonia is in the house. Hello, Sonia. Thank you for coming. And we got Summers 422. Hello, how are you? She's also from Ohio. Nice. I am based in Ohio, and I run across Summers all the time on different chats. So good to see you. I appreciate you stopping by to check out the show. Hopefully, to this point, it hasn't been too painful, but I'm working through it. Like I said, most people did a live first and was probably a train wreck. So anyway, back to those offers. So I'm going to look through my list here, and it looks like most of the stuff that I have is going to just go out at a bulk 20% offer. So I should show my screen on some of this stuff, but hey, it's the first one. I'm working out how to figure out how to do that. So I'm going to get these offers sent out. And a lot of times I do get a sale right away after sending out an offer. And sometimes I allow counter offers depending on what the sale, what the item is. And today, on most of these, I am going to a click off the allow offers. And so I got my offer sent for the day, and I will go and make up my new promotion sale that will go on this week. Jill said, it's like we're working together today. I'm typing client notes. Yeah, that's the point. A lot of time with these lives, I like to just watch them and see what other people are doing, what other people are listing. It gives you something to listen to in the background. And so let's set up a promotion sale for this week right now. And if I'm doing just a regular sale, I have, ones I'll just go and copy a previous one that I had. And I'm going to do that right here. I'm going to copy one that I had just a 20% off what I call my standard sale. And select those items. Usually, sales, you probably find out sales are a lot better over the weekends than they are during the week. So sometimes I'll have more of those deeper discounts during the week sale, and then just a standard one during the weekend to pick up maybe a few extra bucks on some of those. So let me know there in the chat if you're listening, if that's something that you do with your sales, how you run them, if you run more of the deeper discounts on the weekends or during the week, or do you just have a straight sale, or do you not run sales at all? I definitely recommend doing sales. I am going to click on that. I'm going to go ahead and start that sale right now. And I'm going to end it on Sunday at about 9 a.m. And that's Pacific. So in my area, that is about noon that I end them. on a Sunday and choose that. And Jimmy's getting ready to send out some offers as well. And he says, I run my sales all month now. So there's a different sort of strategy, and that keeps you from having to always keep up on it, which, like, say, twice a week I have to get in there and do my setup for the sales. I have never tried sales, but I promote at over trending. Do you do both? Yes, I do. I do promotions as well, and I will check that here once I got my sales started. I'm going to launch that, so those items will refresh and go on sale. So I do my promotions currently. I'm calling that up right here. And I have a campaign that is where I use the automated suggested ad rates. I go to the advertising dashboard on eBay. It says he does both only on older inventory. So right now I am at trending the trending rate, or you know what? I have an ad cap of 8% going right now. So the most that I would have is when I choose that option, the most that I would have is an 8% sale or promotion going on right now. And that will take into consideration what the normal daily trending rate is. So if something is only trending at, say, 5%, that's all the more that it is going to be promoted at. If it goes to, let's say you have an item that's 10%, which I have noticed a lot of items now on eBay, those promotion values are getting creeping up there and getting higher. It So, I do, and I change that quite often too. I fool around with different stuff on the promotions. I try to keep it at least going at that trending rate. Sometimes I do, plus a percentage, um, at over trending. So Summers, we'll go back to that. How much percentage do you do over trending? I would like to know that as well. Again, all of my items that I have in my store, I actually, when I list them a little high. And so that when I run my normal sales, it brings it back down into the the range of what is normal sold comps. So sometimes I'm right in there. I might be a little bit lower with my sale. I might be, slightly higher, but it kind of gives that sense to folks that something is on sale. Everybody loves a sale. And if they see that, in the banner or something like that, that it is a sale item, that is I think that helps attract some buyers, especially when your sale's a little bit lower than anyone else's item that's out there, but still within that. Let's see. Yeah, they always go up at this time of year. The one thing that I never understand too is that you'll have two like identical items, and I don't know how they figure the promotional value or the trending rate of an item when like, let's say, for example, I have a bunch of license plates, Ohio license plates from, you know, different years, but all, say from the late 50s to the early 70s, and just about every year that's in there. And I don't see how one of them can be at 10.1% promoted value and the other one be at 4%. I don't know how they figure that. You would think that it's take a drink there. You would think that, similar like items would have similar promotional values, but they don't, and I have not figured that out yet, so if somebody knows the answers to that. I do mine when I list, and if it says 5.2, I go 6.2 or so. It depends. If it's 9.9, I'll go 10.7. I guess there's no method to my madness. So, Summers, have you tried in the advertising dashboard to set up your promotion using uh, using the tools that are there, where you can do a plus or minus whatever the trending rate is? That's a really good tool that I use quite often. Sometimes I just put it in straight as an ad rate cap, but most of the time I adjust that suggested ad rate to either a value, or you can do a plus or minus whatever the trending rate is. So for you, that might be an easy way to set up. Then you don't if you do that automated campaign, you don't have to adjust that level when you do your actual listing. It'll just catch up in as you're promoted. If you are promoting all of your items, that is a really good way using the advertising dashboard to adjust that suggested ad rate. Um, And I see that I actually did something wrong there. So I'm glad I went back to that screen. I was at a, I'd set it for plus, you can do the suggested ad rate plus or minus a percentage. And I had filled in, I changed my thing to an 8% is what I'm going to do my promotions at. And I had set it to 8% plus the trending rate. So, man, I'd have really taken a bath on a lot of items at that point. So, whew, glad I went back and checked that out. Let's look at the chat here. We got Chris, Cajun Reseller, sup Ken, and everyone that is not Ken. Hey, I've seen that line someplace before. Thanks for coming, Chris. I appreciate it. Um, Chris says he just started a 30% off sale on stale inventory and it's working pretty well. Yeah, I have been doing that, even up to a 40%. I talk with Jimmy Old School Flips quite a bit, and he's a wealth of knowledge, and been talking strategies and sales and promotions and things like that. And I've been doing that too on older stale inventory, marking that down more just to try to move it along. If it's been in your store, 60, 90, 180 days. I found here recently I had some that was been in there for a year. And there's all different strategies that people use. It's in those sales. Um, I used to do every day I would go into the items that were getting ready um to end that day, and I would end those and do either a relist or a sell similar, and just kind of refresh those, get those a fresh new look. But when you do, I forget which one, the sell similar or the relist, it gives it almost like a new item number, and a gives it I forget what I was trying to say there. It gives it that new item number, but it also changes the date of when it was listed. So it's hard to do those sales on stale inventory when you don't know the actual date. So I kind of stopped doing that for a while so I can really get a handle on what inventory has been there and what I need to move along at a deeper discount. Because if it hasn't sold this long, sure, eventually that right person might come along and buy an item. But but if I can get it out there to the masses more, and it's lower in price, that's, usually moves them along a little bit quicker. And let's see. Yeah. Loves that Santa. We're going to talk about some of these blow molds. I have more of those sitting around here. Um, let's see. Summers wants to know if Cajun promotes. Nope, he never had, and then he had 12 sales yesterday, which is good for him. Excellent. Um, I like to watch. Hey, there's my fantasy football notification. I like to watch Chris's what sold videos where he goes through like every the sales from each day of the week. You know, he was listing some of his 12 on eBay, Macari, Poshmark, Facebook. So you get to see all those different avenues that other people are going down. Mikey Bags in the house. Nice to see you, Mikey. Thank you for stopping by. Jimmy says, promoting is the best thing I ever did to improve sales. Nothing else even comes close. And I would agree with that. You know, I hear arguments on both sides. I don't promote. eBay's just trying to take more money and line their pockets, and they don't care about the seller. And it's like, well, you know, you got to play the game. It's their yard, so you got to play with their ball. And if your listings are going to get, you know, higher up in the search, and you know, if you pay those extra fees to get those items seen, yeah, I'm in full agreement with the promotion of items, and I tweak that and I change it and I end those every, you know, at least once a week. Usually when I'm doing my sales, I will end that campaign and then redo it, even if it's at the same value that I did before. I try to get it, you know, it kind of refreshes that, gets things going. Um, thing you ever did to improve. And Chris got the same fantasy alert. And yeah, definitely, you know, use all the tools at your disposal. Use the sales, use promotions, get those deeper discounts on the stale items in your inventory. Do the end and relist, or end and sell similar is a good plan. Just anything to keep your store active, um, regardless of anything, whether it's a sale, whether it's a promotion, and a relist. There is no substitute at all for listing. You've got to be consistent in your listing. And there's different, you know, I see a lot of different stuff of how people decide what they're going to list. And some people do it by, oh, I want to list 5 items a day, or I want to list 10 items a day. Other folks go by a dollar amount. Hey, if I want to make X amount in sales, I'm going to list, $500 worth of inventory. Now that might be, just a few items, depending on what you're selling. If you sell higher dollar items, or it might be, you know, a whole bunch of, might get 20, 25 items if you have low dollar items and smalls. I love selling a lot of small stuff. I like to keep it's easier for inventory to store stuff that are smaller sized items. And they move along pretty quick, but everybody loves that big hitter. Like this big giant guy right here and this up here are some of the stuff that I am working at listing today. And Cajun is asking, do you cross list Summers? Now, I personally, I sell on eBay, pretty much primarily on eBay. I do some stuff local on Facebook Marketplace that I try to sell, and that's part of these blow molds that I have here. Um, yeah, right now, 10 versus Ken is the 10 is winning and not the Ken. If we're talking about listing, because I figure the show is intent for me to list 10 things in it, but this first one, it's like I got to figure out how this goes, how this chat goes. I do have drafts that are ready, because what I thought that I was going to do is basically have all my drafts ready, and I could show some items and post them, talk about them. And again, that might be somewhat souls and stuff, but the intent of the show is just to give somebody something to listen to, maybe do with the chat. Who doesn't want to listen to these dulcet tones right here that I'm throwing out there? But right now, the 10 is winning. And then okay, so 10 with Ken, that was the thing. And then the first question I got was, Why did you start it at 11 o'clock? Why didn't you start it at 10 o'clock? That would just seem to be, but I got to think, well, that gives folks that are on the West Coast, they don't, most folks are up and working already, or they might be eating breakfast at that time, might be good to listen to. So I might tweak this and change that to 10 o'clock, or I just thought originally that the 11 o'clock hour was good. What do we have up there? I was good, but she stopped until now to build her eBay store. It seems like eBay for me sells the best. When I get my inventory updated, I'm going to cross post again. I have not done any cross posting. I would like to branch out into other platforms. Everybody has an opinion on every different platform. So, Chris, when you are doing your cross listing, because as we saw there, you're selling on many different platforms. What is Do you use like a list perfectly? Do you use that flip thing that everybody was pitching there for a while, or do you just do it manually yourself? Manually. Do you just do that yourself? And Chris says he loves Macari as his number two. That was probably the direction I would go next, is to Macari. I'm not much of a clothing seller. I don't usually look for clothing. However, I do have clothing that I do list and find, just because some things, items that are better brands, you just don't want to pass those up if you find them at good deals. But I don't seek out clothing. Everybody kind of has their own area, their own avenue that they go down. I don't have one specific area. Now, I do like to sell a lot of plush, electronics. I like the vintage toys. I get a lot of that sort of stuff. Um, Hats. I do a lot of, trucker hats and that sort of stuff that I find. Um, I do not like glassware. I know there's a lot of good money in some glassware. But I tried to say, because I don't want to ship it. I don't want to deal with it. It's a little harder to store for me anyway, at least in my, my organized my shelves. It's harder for me to store the glass, but I just shipped out a coffee mug yesterday, and I have some other items that I need to, um, get listed. Let's see what we got going on here. Summers has Poshmark and Macari as well. Just pause right now to concentrate on eBay. Yeah, I know that's one of the strategies, too, I talked with Jimmy and stuff about, is, focusing eBay sales. They sustain me. I am a full-time reseller. This is what I do for my existence. And so I try to build on that eBay store and list consistently. Again, like I said earlier, listing stuff, there's no substitute for that in sales. If you can be consistent in your store with listing, um, that's the way to go. But so I would like to branch out. If you have a good, stable, healthy eBay store, if that's where you started, branch out, do some of those other listings. Uh, so yeah, I had asked Chris there earlier if he uses some sort of a platform, a list perfectly or whatever, to cross list, and he's just doing that by hand. Just manually goes to each of the different platforms and lists the items that he wants to list. Um, Jill needs me to become a clothing seller. She has tons of clothing, and shoes. I get a lot of my shoes. I do like to sell shoes as well, and I get a lot of those from Jill. That she'll buy an expensive pair of running shoes and wear them a couple times, and I don't like these, and so hey, I benefit. So keep it up, Jill. Keep trying all those new brands. I wish you would start wearing Hoka's though, the Hoka Onionis, and some of those brands. Because, the Asics and stuff, the Brooks sell really well. She wears a lot of those. But, once you start liking vintage Nike shoes, that would work out perfect for me. List everything on eBay and Mercari. Clothes go to Posh and hard goods, Facebook as my third option. Get a lot of free clothes from your mom. Yeah, Jill has a whole ton down in her basement. I should just go thrifting. I should do a video of thrifting in Jill's basement because there's tons of stuff down there. I was walking through one day and I was helping her. She had a breaker that went out in her electrical box. And so she called me. She said, what do I do or how do I find this? And so she's walking through the other side of her basement over to the electrical panel, and we're video chatting. And I'm like, whoa, 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 wait, back up, back up, back up. What is that right there? She's got a stack of 8 vintage webbed lawn chairs, like the aluminum frame, the old vintage lawn chairs. I'm like, man, more money, more money, more money. What are you doing with those? I'll take them. So I need to haul those over from her house. Yeah, and that is exactly how she sounds. She's like, "Well, like you say, boy." And see, she's not on here with me, so, eh, I can make her voice anything I like. Uh, oh, yeah, she did give me 2 pair of Hokas that she didn't like. That was, oh, quite a while ago, and I listed them both, and boom, they were gone. They sold very quickly. So, anyway, what were we talking about? I did my sales, so I got my day started here. I got my day, and I'm going to start to work on listings of stuff. Actually here. Let's talk about this little guy right here. He doesn't have the batteries in him, but normally you pull this guy's tongue out and he makes goofy noises and stuff. And I sold this item, but I'm not shipping it because I will never understand how eBay works or whatever, that a person can send you an offer on an item. It was a fair offer. I forget even what it was. Send you an offer on an item and then just not pay for it. I, I don't even understand how that can even happen. If someone sends you an offer and you accept it, that's an obligation on their part to pay for that. But they didn't pay for it. So I am going to go in here and I am going to cancel this item, cancel the order. And you have to wait, like, I think it's like 4 days or 5 days or something. After 4 days, you can cancel the order without getting, any sort of a ding on your end. So I'm going to select that the buyer hasn't paid for this item, and it'll ask you if you want to relist the item. And I'm going to do that. So does that count? Does that count as one listing so far on my 10? Is it now 9 with Ken? But cancel that order. Thank you, buyer, for nothing, for wasting my time and taking an item down off of my listings that maybe have would have sold to someone else. Hey, and we got the Nashville Flippers, either Ray or Dustin. Most likely, I think that's Ray. This is my first live show, a live listing, 10 with Ken. I'm trying to get in the live game, catch up to the rest of you guys that have been doing this for a while and just been watching everybody's channels and studying and just trying to get into creating some more content. So thank you for showing up. So what am I going to list? Maybe I should ask Fleet Frank what I should list. He's thinking he's thinking blow molds. I'm thinking blow molds. You're thinking blow molds because this time of year everybody is thinking blow molds. And I'm going to go back here to my listing page and just on a side note there, if that is Ken with Ken, I like that. Look at Ken making content. Yeah, I have. I've been trying to make some content. I put out a couple of shorts here this last week on on YouTube shorts, and then also posted them on Instagram and TikTok. And it's cool to see that people are actually, watching them and liking them and getting some comments. So that's fun. I have, the DOG in my name. Let me see. Let me take that comment off. The DOG right there, that stands for delusions of grandeur. I often think that, oh yeah, hey, I'm just as big a YouTuber, or I'm just as more successful at whatever than everybody else. And so that's my delusions of grandeur. But it's been fun to make those videos and edit them and just look back at some of the sales that I've been to and have fun with that. So, and if you don't follow Nashville Flippers, their Instagram, or maybe it was a TikTok, I forget which one, is Ray had done a duet video. So maybe that was the TikTok that he put out, that used one of my old videos. And he's doing that thing where he's kind of critiquing what other people are finding and whatever people are selling. And it was fantastic. And I don't know how many times. So most of your view count, Ray, is probably me watching that over and over again, because I can't get enough of me, first of all. I mean, I think we're all in agreement there, right? And, so yeah, I'm trying to make some content. What's up, Jimmy? And, Ray, I'll go ahead and apologize right now once again for the beatdown that you're gonna get in our fantasy football league. In a fantasy football league with, some other resellers. It's called the, Send in the Picker. And it's been fun interacting with other resellers in the league. I noticed so far everybody seems to be good with smack talk before the week starts, but not so much after the weekend starts, depend or after the weekend ends, depending on how their team did. Sensitive group they can be. But Ray, you've got broad shoulders, and I think you can handle the beatdown that I'm going to lay on you this week. Okay, let's talk about this. Check these out. Low mold candles. They're Becco Corporation. Usually see a lot of Empire and Union Pacific. I haven't seen a lot of these, but they are a vintage set of candles. Look at these bulbs. Kind of like a sculpted flame bulb, and that's pretty cool. And then they actually have a light down inside them too. Now, this set right here, set those down back there. Those I bought in a lot. I went to a sale one morning, got there as soon as they opened because I had saw in their pictures that they had some blow molds. They had some Halloween. They had those candles. There were a few others that are actually had sold already. And made a group. I love to group things up, make a little pile at the yard sale. And the lady, I said, I want to, what would you like for all of this stuff right here? And she's like, man, I'm not sure even what it's worth. And so that kind of was like, uh-oh, here we go. Somebody that's looking up values. And she's like, I don't know, does $5 sound fair? Hell yeah, it sounds fair to me. And so I bought this whole, so that was in a lot with some other stuff that I'll show here in a few minutes. So I've got, less than $1 a piece. And those items right there actually sold, those two candles sold on, I listed all of these blow molds right here. The reason they're not listed, I listed them all on Facebook Marketplace for a local pickup first. And they've been up about almost 2 weeks now. I had intended to have them about a week, see what sort of bites that I got on them before I listed them on eBay. to to save on shipping, because a lot of these items are bigger items and the shipping is expensive for the customer. I always have plus shipping. I don't usually do free shipping on anything. So the where was I going with that? So those are sold. The person is supposed to pick them up tomorrow. Now I did price the stuff on Facebook Marketplace at really close to regular eBay pricing, less a little bit than what you would find them on eBay, because then people are not gonna have to pay shipping, and I figured as the local pickup, that's, gonna be enticing to folks. I have had, initially you list something Facebook Marketplace local and you get, that, "Is this available? Is this available?" And then you don't hear anything, or everybody's like, "Is this available? Great, send me your cell phone number and we'll make her." And it's like, you don't need my cell phone number to do this transaction. And so I'm checking the chat there. Yes, Ray is hilarious for sure. And the DOG, uh, yeah, I don't know, Chris. I'm on a pretty good roll. I do have a tight matchup this week though. Um, Jimmy is trash talking selective, not gonna talk trash when my team is in effect itself trash. Yeah, how about that? Mahomes is on the bye. I think our game starts tonight. I think Baltimore plays tonight. Um, yeah. If you check out Jimmy's old school resale channel, I think is where that video was. Jimmy, correct me in the chat if you're wrong. Jimmy had that Frankenstein blow mold, which was a pretty good sized piece. I forget exactly how tall it was. $90 the person paid to have that shipped from Colorado to Washington State. So that's not really that far. Of course, for me, being in Ohio, to ship to Washington, and that's what it always seems like. Everybody on the West Coast wants to buy from Ken. I'm not sure what that's about, but hey, I'll do it. I list everything at buyer pay shipping, and so I try to make a fair rate. I do kind of like a flat rate system on most everything, where I kinda get that, either that average cost or the highest cost that it might be to ship someplace, and I put that in as the shipping, which sometimes that keeps folks, that are closer to you, it makes the shipping too high. Other things, people that are farther on the West Coast or in that mountain time zone, it makes it more attractive for them, and that's probably why I sell a lot of stuff, you know, west of the Mississippi, just because those shipping rates are attractive. Um Let's see, what do we got going on in the chat here? Hey, Jennifer Hayes is in the house. Hello, Jennifer. Thank you for showing up today. I appreciate this. Who forgot the thumbs up? Yeah, hit that thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And if you're here and you're not subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate that. 3 feet tall was that Frankenstein blow mold. So here's a tough one. So let's talk about this one here. See, you could probably see. Oh, this big Santa right here. That dude is 44 inches tall. So it's going to be an expensive one to ship. Most of the ones that I've seen on eBay are in that 90 to $100 range just for the shipping. Now, the cost on this, Jill actually found this for me, at her neighbor was having a yard sale and she was coming home from work and she looked over and saw that, and it's like, "How much is that? I want it." I think she ended up paying $20 for this, and I should be, with the comps that I'm looking at, it should go for right around 100, maybe a little more at this time of year, but the sold comps on it are right around that $99 range, and I'm going to list that. I think I listed it for 125 on the Facebook Marketplace. And so I'm probably going to list it around there, or maybe a little. I'll list it actually more than that, and then it'll run that sale. and come down in price. So I'm probably going to look for right around the 100, and there's a few of them that have sold recently. There's not a whole lot of this style that's listed. Yeah, he's in really good shape. So shout out to Jill for finding that one for me. Uh, which kind of brings me, a little bit to a topic. Let's see. And just noticed your beard. Yeah, it's back to if you were watching last night on I do the podcast, the Reseller Clickbait podcast with me and Jimmy Old School Flips. New episodes come out on Mondays, but last night we started a what we're calling the Holiday Live Tour, where we're doing 4 live shows, based around the upcoming holidays. Last night was the Halloween show. We have the Thanksgiving, Christmas, and a New Year show that's coming up. But the Halloween show was great. We were all in costume. We had special guests. We had Jimmy's wife Sonia and Jill, my girlfriend Jill, that's here in the chat, Cherka25. And we were dressed up, and I had my beard completely blacked out. Had the wig on. Had my see here one more time. I'm gonna pitch. I had the big nose and glasses going on. Look, classic right there. But so that was a lot of fun. So if you go check out Reseller Clickbait Podcast, I will try to link that down at the bottom of this video once I figure out how to do that. Again, this is my first attempt at some of this, so I'm not sure if I should have already put those links in, if I can go back and edit it afterwards, but we'll figure that out. But it's almost getting time for Santa Beard. That's in my name there, the seasonal Santa. Here end of November, I'll be bleaching this thing out all white, getting that going. So another blow mold that I am listing today, this guy right here. Look at that thing. This thing is in great shape. It is a Union product, made in USA. I don't see the date on this one, but I believe that I have that one drafted already to sell. And I am going to list him at about $99. $99.99 is where I'm listing that one. He will so when it goes on sale, it'll be right around that $79.99, I think, range. Is about where those are going right now when I look at my sold comps. This particular one, my father picked up for me at a yard sale for $2. So that was pretty cool to have other folks out looking for me. And that's kind of a theme I'm going with some of these items that I'm listing is different sourcing opportunities that you have. And so, the first candles, those were at a yard sale that I found myself. This Santa was one that Jill had found for me. The other Santa my dad had found for me. I got this nativity scene cow right here. That I found that at a yard sale. And at the same yard sale was the sheep, the blow mold. These are all Empire brand vintage ones from the nativity set. And I have some of those, like that lamb right there. It's going to, let me see. It's going to be listed about $45, $46. And let's see what we got going on. What did we find out today? Ken doesn't actually go sourcing. His family sources for him. Hey, perfect situation. If you can get other folks to find you items when they're out. And that's why I like to talk to folks. Of course, I talk to, my family all the time and to Jill about things that I look for, and they see things that I sell. And if you can have an extra set of eyes that are out there, Jill's just driving home from work and she looks over and sees a blow mold in the yard. Uh, boom. Now it's here and going to get listed and hopefully sells, really quickly. So those the cow and the sheep I found at a yard sale myself. I made a deal on those. I paid $15 for the set. I think the lady was asking $10 a piece. I tried to or no, she was asking, yeah, 20 bucks. She was asking 20 bucks. I tried to work her down a little bit more than that. I think I offered her 12 for them. And she went 15, 750 a piece. And so that's a pretty good deal. Now those are listed on the Facebook Marketplace as well. I did have some interest. A hit the other day on the cow. Somebody wanted to know if I would ship it, if I would be interested in shipping, even though it, showed local pickup only. But I figured if they weren't going to sell on the Facebook Marketplace in that time that I had them up, I would be shipping them anyway through eBay. So it's like, sure, I'll do that. And the person said, great. And so I gave them a shipping cost and we agreed on that. And then they asked for my address so that they could send a money order to me for the item. Because I had told them that, I can accept, Venmo or PayPal. And they wanted to send me a money order. And it's like, no, I'm not, what is this, 1992? I'm not gonna accept a money order on this. And so I thanked them for their time and for accepting the offer. And then I got a message a little bit later from the person's neighbor that said, "Hey, um she doesn't have PayPal or Venmo, but I do, and I can pay you for it, and we can get it shipped." And it just kind of started to be a more of a situation than I wanted to deal with. So, uh, I kept it. I'm gonna get it listed. I did have somebody yesterday give me "Is this still available?" And I haven't heard back. "Yes, it's available. Come and get it now." And nothing. You just don't hear back. I don't understand that. Why would you click on the "Is this available?" if you had no intent? Yeah, I know. Money order, get real. It's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Not gonna do it. So let's talk about this big guy right back here. Now, I found this at a live auction. Now, I know in different areas of the country, there's more estate sales, seems like out west, but here east, there's more live auctions. And so I had seen these big blow molds well, that's one single blow mold, but they had a whole bunch of other they had a big Santa, they had some candlesticks, they had other Halloween related, pumpkins and cats and stuff like that. And so I went there specifically to check out the auction, or check out these items. Well, when I got there, the condition of all of the blow molds was just bad. The Santa, the whole head was cracked, and not this one, but the one I saw it was all cracked and they had tape on it. The back of it was cut out where they had, like, used to fill it with rocks or stones or kitty litter or whatever to weight it down. The candles were broken down. They didn't have cords. All of the smaller, Halloween related ones they were just in bad shape. They were very bad sun faded. They were cracked. They were broken. In that box, I think there was probably a half a dozen of those in the box, and they ended up going for, I think, like either $5 or 750. But I just didn't, even at that cheap price, I just couldn't see. Kind of have to see the condition. But this guy right here is almost perfect, and he is. I had to replace the light fixture in the back. It didn't have a light fixture, but that's about I picked one up for 4 something, $5 at the Menards and threw it in there. I bid on this live auction and I got it for $10 is what I ended up paying for that. And yes, I am a sorcerer. I'm a great sorcerer. Um, let's see. Because some people have nothing better to do with their time. Yeah, that's exactly it. Just let's look at Ken's listings and make offers and then don't tend to buy it. Or you don't need my cell phone number. You do not need my cell phone number to complete this transaction. You either want it or you don't. Sometimes I get frustrated with that stuff. Sometimes I like to play around with the people that when I see it's going no place with my comments. But so I got this live auction, 10 bucks. I have it drafted and ready to go. And I am going to list that one at sold comp show. Let me see what this works out once I get the sale price on it. Uh that's about $112. 100 I well, yeah, I gotta adjust that price because I don't want my sale to be $111.99. But it's around $120, 115 to $120 for that one as far as sold comps that I had seen. Of course, now Halloween is Monday, so that one might not sell as quickly, but I'm gonna get it listed up here today with with my drafts. Let's see what's going on here. I get notifications right here. Old School Flips just posted a had a video post. Go check that out. And is that number two of ones that well, it's not technically listed, it's drafted. I got one, two, three, four. I do have 10 drafts that are ready to go that I just have to do a little bit of finalization on. So that leads me to like how are you guys listing stuff? Do you list all on your phone? Do you list on the computer? Only on the computer? Um, so let's see, what your plans are. But with all those blow modes, I just wanted to talk about that with thrifting or sourcing opportunities. There's, I see, some people, oh, the goodwills are too high or this and that, I can't find inventory. Start talking to people. Two of those blow molds were found at yard sales that somebody else found for me. So talk to people, let them know what you do. Talk to friends, talk to family, let folks, and you will find that opportunities come to you either in the way of somebody else picking it up and buying it for you and giving, or just there's a lot of people that just want to get rid of stuff and they don't wanna deal with taking it to Goodwill or to, any of the thrift places to donate it, and you come over and you get those little private picks. Actually, I have one working right now. I talked to a friend that I hadn't talked to for a while that he's been flipping houses, and so they goes into these houses that he buys, and people have left stuff. He doesn't want it. He doesn't sell with it. He has to pay a dump fee to get rid of it, and so he said, "Hey, come over, I'll get with you when I have one of these deals come up and you can come over." And he has one that I might go check out today, of a house that and even some bigger stuff. This house has a lift chair in it, which I know those can go for quite a bit of money. There's a 90s style CD jukebox that's in there. He doesn't want to have to dispose of it. He's not going to take the time to sell it. He said there's a bunch of tools. He has all the tools that he needs. And he said, "Hey, if you'll save me some money if you take it, maybe you can make some money if you're selling it." And so that was just in a casual conversation I was having with a friend that I hadn't seen for a while. "Hey, what are you up to?" "I flip houses." "Oh, I sell on eBay." And so getting those opportunities. Um, so, in those blow molds that I just showed, one, two, three, four, four different sourcing live auction, two relative and Jill and myself finding them at yard sales. The stuff is out there to find. You just have to look, to go, to talk to people, to get out there and find stuff. And then you have to list it, which was the point of this show, which is really not happening at the moment because I wasn't anticipating some of this. So I'm going to do I'll fine tune this show. It might just end up, an hour a week or so to just chat with folks and get out there. Um Jimmy must have some plush. He has a plush video out. Um so Ray, he's just doing phone only on his listing. Chris is just doing the phone, and Summers is only on her phone. Sounds like I need to make a road trip. Yes. Uh, yeah, right. I'm hoping that it pans out, that I can pick up some of this stuff. And I do have, like a small little trailer that I can pick up, some bigger items. I don't usually deal in bigger items like that, but most everything that I've tried to sell on Facebook Marketplace usually moves fairly quickly, and I don't have to store it that much. Um, Chris says he got 2 angel blow molds and a storage unit. Nice. Have you shown that video? I thought I saw you showing that at one point. And we got the Art of Resale. Art is in the house. Thank you, sir. Talk so well. You have me double checking myself. What I do. No, you don't need to double check at all. If I'm aspiring to be like anyone, Art, if you haven't checked out Art of Resale, and I'll link a lot of these folks down in the bottom that showed up in my first chat because I appreciate it. There's a guy that is doing content right there. It's fun and exciting, and just the way that he negotiates deals. I'm a big negotiator myself, and so I try to see what other people are doing out there. And but Art's content is just it's just fun. It's exciting. He's using drones now. He's using drones for overhead shots on his B-roll stuff. Just amazing. Check out Art. So I appreciate that, and thanks for showing up. Let's see. Ken's got to save up for the 20 meetups. That's right. I am going. I missed some meetups this year that I wanted to go to. Um, FlipCon I didn't go to. I didn't go to the Boss Reseller Remix, which I really wanted to, but if you go back to and watch some of the reseller clickbait podcasts that I do with Jimmy, is you'll see, yeah, I had, everybody has life expenses that come up. I had to have a tree that had been hit by lightning. I had to have it taken down, and I had to have brakes put new all the way around my vehicle. And so, that took up any extra money that I might have had for travel. And so, but whether I go broke, if I have to charge, I'm not a big charging guy. I don't put a lot of stuff on credit cards. I do the credit cards for convenience, but I always have the money to pay them off when the bill comes at the end of the month. And so, but yeah, if I have to go to the poorhouse, I am going to these meetups next year. FlipCon, Boss Reseller. I missed, Uncle Mark's garage sale. I did get to the 127 where I met Chris, which was great. That was a super exciting pull up in the parking lot and see Chris standing there. That was a surprise that wasn't expecting. Got to hang out with him, for the dinner portion, and then later that evening we all hooked up, and so that was cool. Um, can't list with people while they are talking like this way better. Yes, I'm liking this, even though I'm not getting anything done. I'm enjoying this. This is, take an hour or so. I plan to do about an hour on Thursdays. I picked Thursday because usually the other days of the week I'm watching somebody live. Mondays are usually a little more hectic with shipping and kind of getting things going for the week. So I usually watch a lot of just regular pre-recorded content. Tuesdays all day I'm watching the Reseller Information Network. That's OBX Picker and Tim over the years, Leroy, Jimmy, Cernox Connection. I watch that. They're on all day, so that's always good. Wednesdays I would usually watch good friend Rebel Junk, Aaron Rebel Junk, and Gail the Small Town Picker, which she changed her channel name. They would do a live listing, and I would watch them. and I didn't really wasn't really watching anything on Thursdays, so I thought I am gonna start my own. Get that content out, start doing that, and maybe, in about, oh, well, the DOG, Delusions of Grandeur, says I'm gonna start putting out these videos, and all of a sudden, boom, I'm gonna be monetized in like a week. And because I'm really super close on my subscribers. I'm only about, a little more than 800 away from actually having enough subscribers. Because I'm like 170 subscribers or something like that. So, hey, I'm working on it. I'm going to work on it, and, maybe get some of that monetization. And, hey, $2 is $2 if you can make that extra a week. But I am going to those reseller meetups, and I am planning to have my own meetup. I've got a really cool venue. I'm working on some deals and some organization on that right now. I've got really good sources and folks that can help out with that. So I'm thinking maybe I even forget what month that is that we were doing that. I would like to have my own meetup and invite all of you folks to come and just hang out. It's gonna be a just a cool day. Uh, Chris says they're doing a meetup in March in Florida, but it's just a hangout, not a learning seminar. Yeah, that's what I would do, is more of just a hangout, and not any sort of, big production sort of thing. And I'm trying to center that around the Route 30 Lincoln Highway byway sales so that resellers can come to the area, have all of these sales to do. Got a really cool venue for it, and gonna see if that works out in this upcoming year. Um, did Aaron stop doing her show? I know that Gail was going to stop doing that. She's gonna retire from reselling at the beginning of the year, and so she's changing her channel over to more like a travel channel. And Erin has been busy with some stuff. Actually, I chatted with her this morning, and she was doing working a live auction or something. She was doing a private pick or something. I think that's what it was this morning. So, um, I'm not sure if she's going to be back on there or not. Yeah, some make them YouTube pennies, and Sony says they can add up after a while. Um, August is the highway byway. Okay. If that's when it was. I can't even remember what all I did this summer. Uh yes, please hit that thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And the Peaches to Beaches yard sale in March goes from Georgia. Yeah, I think I remember seeing Kayla homeschooling picker and Paul Philly Flipper had went to that sale and just found some amazing stuff. So I'm gonna hit I'm gonna hit as many things as is reasonably possible with travel time. But I definitely want to hit the big major ones, and then stuff like that. I want to do that. So let's see. Anything else that's fun that I need to, and you're gonna see in my content, my friends up here, Fleet Frank, Commonwealth Hudson. I can't ever point the right direction. Commonwealth Hudson, old Scream Flips, maybe some Mr. Bill. I got a new friend that's showing up here soon. So we will check them out. Sarcastic Storage Stacker. Yes. I see. I can't remember your name. I appreciate I've let me see. I think I can probably call that up here. Thanks for coming and checking out the show. I appreciate it. That must mean some notifications are out there. And nope, I don't have your name. What sarcastic? It's Mark. Okay. I'm going to put that on a list because I like to address folks by name. And I say that, and then I just keep calling Summers 422 Summers. Uh, so throw me your name there, Summers. I forget. I do know that I know it, and and yeah, it's Carol, right? Carol is Summers 422. Maybe she didn't want everybody to know that. I just blew it. I just blew her cover right there. Well, I tell you what, I've been going about a little over an hour, which, like I say, the intent of this show is to be about an hour. I got a few things more to learn about getting it started up, getting notifications out there, and but I appreciate everybody coming up. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, do that. If you are not subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate that. And hopefully we'll get this thing moving here with more content. I've been editing some videos, some more longer form stuff to get out on my YouTube channel. Of course, every Monday, the new episode of the Reseller Clickbait podcast comes out. That's been an absolute blast doing that. Check out that Halloween show from last night. And let's see, what do I got going on here? A couple notifications. Okay. So I appreciate it. Hey, look at these. Wait, cool things. They're like a handmade, crafty sort of a project that are like the three wise men, different characters with different outfits on. I still have to that one kind of has blue, but it's a little bit different. This guy. These things are beautiful. And the funny thing is they were made on like an old beer bottle. I still have to comp these. They're in my pile today to work with. They're made on an old beer bottle, and there was like this plastic head, but then you make this thing. So I have to comp those things and see what they're worth. That was part of that deal with all those blow molds that I got for $5. All of these were in that deal as well. So I think, let's see. Summers won't answer to Carol, but yep, she doesn't care at all. So how about I just keep calling you? You're like my state mate. How about that? Since we're both in the Ohio area, but I think I'm gonna call this one. I got one thing listed, but only by default because all I had to do was click cancel the order and get that out. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up right now. Definitely appreciate it. We'll catch you in the chats. I see most of all you folks in the chats. Hey, and there's Eric OBX Picker just showing up right at the end. How about them apples? Go check out Eric's RIN, the Reseller Information Network. There do the listing or loafing on Tuesdays, which is just a straight listing show. There's some show and tell. There's a lot of stuff, but the new videos that they're putting out that is solely for teaching of reselling, just starting from the basics. What do I need to resell? I need a scale, I need some boxes, I need tape, I need, and how do I list something? And they're taking questions from folks that, from maybe new resellers and some seasoned resellers as well, and taking that information and just breaking it down. They got kind of specialists in each of the areas that will do a segment each week, and they kind of break down reselling into manageable bite-sized pieces that help people learn and understand in kind of layman's terms. There is a lot of stuff out there that when you watch a lot of different content, there's folks out there that are, well, this is the way you do it and that's it. That if you're not doing it my way, you're doing it wrong and you're not making sales. And it's just not true. There are many different ways. I differ from all of you the way that I do stuff. I'm sure some of the stuff that I've said here today, you're like, I would never do my promotion that way, or I wouldn't, sell that way. But, there that show, the Reseller Information Network, is just breaking that stuff down, making it, uh-oh, another notification. Just making it simple for folks to learn reselling and understand new avenues. You say take someone like Tim over the years, and he's breaking down some different glass items. He's a big glassware guy, and it's like I don't like glass. I don't want to sell glass, but I'm finding this interesting, and I'm banking it. I'm banking it up here so that when I'm out at sales or if I'm at a live auction or an estate sale and I see those pieces, I go, "Oh, yeah, he mentioned this name, and, this is a marking that if it's this, it's probably like a repop item, but if it's marked this way." Jimmy with toys, the same way, the vintage toys did a cool segment on Furbies the other day, what to look for and what different things sell. Chris, Chernock's Connection, vintage hats, vintage shoes, vintage clothing. Leroy, Blood, Sweat, and Sell with the tools. Just a wealth of knowledge. So go check out. I'll try it again. If I can figure that out, I will link some of that stuff down in the bottom so you can check out. Again, after this first show, I appreciate everybody that showed up and watched. So I'm going to call it because guess what? I have listing to get done because I got none done here. Got to pack this stuff up first, get it out to the post office, and then spend the rest of my day listing these items. I still got to get at least 10 or more done today. But so I appreciate it. Thank you. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe, and we will check it. One more comment. I dropped a video on Skylanders to look for on our channel. Okay, yeah, Nashville Flippers. That's another one. I'm going to link their stuff. They're putting out tons of content on Instagram, on TikTok. They're doing shorts, but their long form content they do Sunday evenings. They do This Week in Reselling, where they usually have some special guests. They play fun games. That's just you got to check out the Nashville Flippers as well and just informational, like he said right there. They put one out on what kind of Skylanders. There's a lot of Skylanders that are worth zero. Maybe melt them down and make a new pair of big nose and glasses with what the plastic you get on them. But there's some that are worth money. And so check out that new video. I haven't seen that one yet, but I like to watch all their content. And I am going to get some done, and we'll see you next week on 10 with Ken and on the Reseller Clickbait podcast. Oh, I got to hit end broadcast twice. I don't remember that. Goodbye.